Hello, boys and girls. I am going to talk to you about our writing assignment that we are going to be working on this week. So this is going to be a fun writing project, and on Friday we're going to put this all together and we're going to have made a book, and we're going to spend Friday putting it together and reading it. So each day we are going to build a page to our book. Each day it's going to look the same, but our sentences are going to be the same and our pictures are going to look a little different. So as you can see, I have a paper here that's in the shape of a pumpkin, and it has some words down here at the bottom, and then I have a sentence strip. What do you notice about some of the words that are on our sentence strip as well as on our pumpkin? You're right. Some of these are sight words that we have been using. And boys and girls, you guys are getting so good at writing that we would like to start seeing you use them in your writing. But first we have to learn how to put a sentence together. And that's what we're going to practice this week, is we're going to practice cutting out the words and building a sentence, as well as practicing and using some of our sight words. So today I am going to build the sentence that says, help me read it. I see, remember that from last week, or a couple weeks ago, we did see. Maybe you don't know this one, but we can definitely stretch it out. Mom. I'm going to go back and reread that again. I see Mom looking at me. Good job. I see Mom looking at me. Let's count the words that are in that sentence. I see Mom looking at me. Just as like Mrs. Boltari does in our phonemic awareness in the morning. How many words are in that sentence? Nice job, friends. 6. You're right. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to cut out my words and I am going to glue them into the boxes. So I'm going to do my best. This is some good fine motor. I'm going to cut out I. Remember, always are cutting up. I'm moving my paper, not my scissors. My scissors are always pointing up. All right, so now I have I need my glue stick. I'm going to put a little glue on the back of my I. Now I'm going to cut out C. The same way, remember, my paper is up and my scissors are always cutting up. I'm never cutting towards me. I turn my paper. I'm going to cut up. I'm going to turn my paper again. And I'm going to cut up. C, I see, that's going to fit in that box, so I'm going to put a little glue on the back. I'm going to put C, and my last word I'm going to cut out today is, help me stretch it out again, Mom. Cut up. Got to turn my paper, can cut it off if that helps. Oh, I got to go around the corner. So remember, I'm not turning my scissors. My scissors are still going up, boys and girls. Turning my paper. Turning my paper. I'm turning my paper to cut. All right, so now I've got all my pieces cut out. I'm going to glue Mom in the box. So boys and girls, I'm sure you noticed that the boxes were outlined like this, so our words have to fit in them. So you have to make sure that you're putting the right word in the right box. I see Mom looking at me. Who remembers a couple of other books that we've read? You're right. We read our Pumpkin book that talked about things that were looking at us. We read the book I Went Walking and Reading, and we saw different things, just like when we went outside and we did that. So now I have to illustrate. Now I put my sentence together, Do you notice how I left spacing between my words, how the boxes, there's a little bit of space? So that's how we want to build our sentences, no different than when we're writing them, and we'll practice it. We want to make sure we're leaving what we call meatball spaces. So I always tell my students, think of them as spaghetti and meatball, because who doesn't love spaghetti and meatballs? So think of spaghetti. Spaghetti is really, really super thin, right? Like this pen is really, really super thin, or a toothpick is really, really super thin. And then a meatball is a little bit fatter, right? So if I look at the size comparison and I pretend that this is my spaghetti and this is my meatball, I would want to leave spaghetti spaces between the letters of my word, right? So this is one word made up of 3 letters, and I just leave very little spacing in between them so that it stays together. But then I call this meatball, and I put meatballs in between them. I want to make sure that I'm leaving a little bit of space in between each word so that when you go to read it, I see mom looking at me. There's a little bit of spacing down here. The letters are closer together. The spacing is smaller, but then the meatball spaces. So we're going to practice that. This is what we're going to be practicing. Now I've got to illustrate. Now I've got to draw a picture of my mom looking at me. So I'm going to draw her head. I'm going to think back to when we were practicing drawing people. I'm going to use some different shapes, right? I'm going to make a circle for her head because that's what I'm going to draw. I'm going to draw her body. I'm going to put some shoes. I'm going to put her arms on. Her hands. Her fingers. My mom has curly, brownish hair. I don't want to have a brown. This is close. She's got curly hair. So that's my mom. I'm going to give her some eyes. How many eyes should I give her? 2. You're right. I'm going to give her 2 eyes. I'm going to give her a nose. What else should I give her? A mouth. You're right. I need to give her a mouth because she's smiling. Her ears. I can't forget to put her ears. So I am going to draw a picture of some earrings. Just a little detail that I'm going to draw. And I'm going to put a dress on her that's got polka dots. I'm going to give her some sleeves on her arms. Polka dotted dress. And give her some blue shoes. Some stripes on them. And my mom is saying hi. So boys and girls, as you can see, it says I see mom looking at me. So this is a picture of what my mom looks like. So now you're going to build your sentence, cutting out the pieces, making your sentence, putting it together, and then you're going to draw a picture or illustrate. You're going to illustrate your picture to match your sentence. So each day this week, you're going to have a different topic to work on. It's going to follow the same format. You're going to do the same thing. You're going to check out your sight words. What sight words do you see? You're going to cut them out. You're going to build your sentence, illustrate your picture, and then on Friday, we're going to put it all together. I hope you have fun. I can't wait to see your books.